Mr. Trump, much of Africa is in a state of disrepair. In some cases, investing in African countries will not only help alleviate the situations they are in, but return our investment with several benefits to our country. China has been seen investing massive amounts of money into Africa and getting large allies and cheap natural resources in return. Despite this, Africa is largely ignored by America. The public seldom hears about events and situations pertaining to Africa, and any government action involving Africa only comes after heavy lobbying by ambassadors. Leaving these countries in these situations not only has America missing out on economic benefits, but puts future Americans in danger, as the unstable regions can easily create terrorists. Sudan, however, should receive no supportive investment in any way. Currently, there is a 14-year-old genocide raging in an area called Darfur. The Arab government has been sponsoring militia groups called the Janjaweed to slaughter and displace an astronomical number of African people in this region. While the hatred between the two largest demographics, Africans and Arabs, has existed since the days when they first lived in close proximity, there were no conflicts to this scale. What could have caused this terrible explosion of violence? As I stated before, China has been investing in Africa. China will train Africans in their own countries to make the most of their land, and gets resources at a fraction of the normal cost in return. Large deposits of gold and oil exist in Darfur, and Sudan has recently acquired the ability to harvest these resources with the help of China. This is one major cause of the genocide. The Africans held valuable land, and the president of Sudan, Omar al-Bashir, wanted to make sure that they would not receive any of the profits. Because of China's investment, Bashir has killed over 300,000 Darfurians and displaced another 3 million. Most refugees from Darfur fled to the neighboring country of Chad, and the militia groups follow them. Resulting conflicts have led to Bashir trying to destabilize Chad. In other words, this is not a localized issue. Today, Bashir is the only sitting president with an arrest warrant from the UN, with accusations of crimes against humanity, war crimes, and genocide. Now, why should you help, besides saving the countless victims? In the 5 basins of the Darfur region alone, there are up to 15 billion barrels of oil. The newest country in the world, South Sudan, is made up of the same Africans that were mistreated by the Arab Sudanese government for generations. Helping this genocide will attract the friendship of South Sudan as well, which peaked in oil production in 2011, producing 350,000 barrels of oil per day. If you decide to help, how would you go about it? We must urge China to stop allowing this to happen. It has been discovered that the killers are using Chinese equipment, such as military trucks that were sent to Sudan after an embargo was put into place. It has also been found that China is training military fighter pilots in Sudan. They want to start getting the benefits of Darfur's oil as much as Bashir does. If you can push for investigating China's involvement, cutting off the military supply lines to Sudan, and arresting Bashir, you can help alleviate the situation and earn influence with 2 large sources of oil. This is not meant to turn you away from investing in Africa, as the benefits of doing so are great with many nations. This is an announcement that you should avoid helping the current leader of Sudan at all costs. He is a criminal who has abused his power for 28 years and evaded justice for 11. Helping end his reign would set a good example of how far actions like his will be tolerated in the modern world. Failure to help would allow further bombings and attacks to continue, to the benefit of China. In this case, opposing the leader of Sudan can lead to similar benefits of investing in another country.